YouTube, what is good? It's your boy Markell Simons coming at y'all with another trade recap. Yes, another trade on BNB. If you watched the recent trade recap, I ended up catching this distribution schematic. And while I was in this trade, seeing price come down very slowly, leaving buy side liquidity, I already was pre-planning a potential accumulation schematic, right? So I'm just going to go over this trade. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you is new to the channel. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. And make sure you go follow me on my X. Go follow me. Link in the description so you can stay tuned. Join the Discord. Join the VIP. And learn how I trade. Because the way I trade is very profitable. It doesn't take long to learn the technicals. But once you learn the technicals, then comes psychology and risk management. And when you join the VIP server and you get this VIP access, I teach you how to go about becoming a profitable trader in a quick amount of time, right? I speed up your process. That way you don't have to take years of just going through losing money, making the same mistakes over and over. It's good to have somebody who's already done that. That way you can learn from them and avoid them mistakes. But let's get right into this trade recap. So on BNB, like I said, we had a distribution schematic and then we ended up sweeping, hitting the technical target, right? Sweeping the initial range low. And then we got an aggressive expansion back inside the range. Immediately, I'm like, okay, we could have a potential accumulation schematic in the making. Then, as y'all can see, we ended up having a kind of fairly aggressive move towards the downside, right? But we respected this demand POI. And then once I seen price pull back and then we had this slow grind right here, I was looking for, okay, I need to find an entry because this is potentially going to be an LPSY or LPS, which is basically just a last point of supply or, you know, a liquidity grab if you look at the Wyckoff method. Because I do trade Wyckoff, or you can call it TCT schematics, whatever you want to call it. I always make sure, you know, I allow people to know I trade TCT because shout out to Lars. He made Wyckoff understandable. He made it more simple, right? Because if you look at Wyckoff, you got the PS, the SC, AR, ST, all these different type of events within an accumulation schematic or a distribution schematic, right? So learning how to trade these schematics, you can easily make 10% in a month, easily. And on this trade, I don't even know how much I made on this trade. I made more than 10%. So after we had this move down, let me go to a lower time frame. I ended up trying to catch a trade right here. I was like, oh, okay, we have some type of cumulative price action. I tried to catch a trade right here. It didn't play out. But as soon as I seen that we grabbed this extreme liquidity and respected our third tap of the Wyckoff schematic, right? I immediately knew that we were going to have a move back up to the technical target. Why? Because of the way we came down. If you look at the way we came down, we left beautiful buy side liquidity. Whenever you have that nice slow grind down, leaving buy side liquidity, as soon as you get that breaker structure confirmation, more than likely price is going to go and sweep all that buy side liquidity. In this situation, that's exactly what happened. But I had to take the L in order to get the W. But I'm actually going to show y'all how I ended up managing this trade. So after we had a move up, I wanted to take a partial right here. But I told myself, this is me, you know, trying to just secure profits and not sticking to my rules and my plan. And just, I want to be able to hold my trade without taking partials, right? But something told me to take a partial at this high because if you look at price action, you can say that we were in a downtrend and that you could pull your range from bottom to top. And this would be your one. this would be your 2, and then this would be your 3, making this your technical target of an accumulation schematic. So I ended up just de-risking my position and moving my stop loss. I woke up and I saw my stop loss get hit. After I seen my stop loss get hit, I went on the lower time frame, and I seen that we had bounced from this low time frame demand POI right here, and we grabbed all this sell side liquidity. When I seen that, I immediately was like, okay, I've seen this before, right? Because I've seen this exact type of thing, exact same thing happen on Fartcoin. If y'all go watch my recent trade on Fartcoin, you can see on Fartcoin, we ended up having a distribution schematic that went over into accumulation schematic. And then we ended up having to move up, but then we got a very, very fast, aggressive sell-off. And guess what? We bounced from the tiniest demand POI. And I ended up catching that trade on Fartcoin. So when I seen this happen, I was like, okay, cool. I entered. And then I was just expecting price to continue to go higher just because of experience. Once again, if you see the way we came down, we left lots of buy-side liquidity, right, locally. We had all this buy-side liquidity right here. Basically, all of this is just buy-side liquidity because we didn't have no aggressive sell-off, right? Instead, we had a slow grind down, leaving lower highs intact, right? So immediately once you get that breaker structure confirmation, you can expect price to push up and go sweep all of those highs. So note down in your journal that you can, most of the time, you can tell where price is going to go based off the retracement, right? Most of the time. On top of that, what gave me the extra conviction to enter this trade was we end up having a low time frame accumulation schematic coming into this demand POI that got created after bouncing from this demand, right? We had a move up, we had a low, we had a higher high, higher low for a higher high, and then we ended up coming down and we basically had a 3-tap model right here. When I seen this 3-tap model, I immediately was like, okay, this is going to play out. Did I expect this aggressive move right here? No, I did not expect this. But it just showcases market maker involvement. It showcases that once you understand how the market makers manipulate price and how they fill their positions based on liquidity and demand, you're able to trade with them. You're able to enter the trades when they're entering, right? Because we're not able to move the market. We have to hope that the market makers with billions of dollars come into the market and push price in our desired direction. So that is when if you look at my Telegram, and I'm gonna just show y'all my Discord too. If you look at my trade entries, as you can see, I took a low time frame entry for a high time frame target. This is when I was trying to enter right here. I told everybody that I was keeping my position open. I still have high conviction that this trade will play out. I took it on a new eval account, so if it fails, the only loss is the challenge fee. Would it recommend doing this on a personal account, right? Because you can get liquidated, lose your whole entire account. But when you're in a prop firm, you only lose the money that you put up for that challenge. I ended up not closing my position. I should have closed my position and reopened it, right? That's a mistake that I made that I have to journal, because I could have been in a 50K funded account right now. But, you know, I'm not perfect. And I decided to take this risk knowing and understanding that, okay, I'm okay with this, right? Because I didn't expect to get this move down all the way down here and grab extreme liquidity. I was like, okay, if this fails, then, or we're gonna eventually come back up. But I didn't know I thought maybe we bounced from here. I got stopped out probably somewhere down here, like literally, right? So it's like if I would have just never remove my stop loss and then re-entered once I seen this breaker structure, or once I seen liquidity get grabbed and then we broke structure back to bullish while leaving all this nice buy side liquidity, If you see this local return to zone, this is nothing but buy side liquidity. This just gives you the conviction that price is going to go back and have that rotation back up. So back to my Discord or back to Telegram, I ended up sending this in the chat, in the Telegram chat. Right? As y'all can see right here, I sent the screenshot with a red circle of us bouncing from this demand POI going higher. In my Telegram, I'm sending signals, but like you can do what you want to do. But if you know that I'm in the long and I showcase this, right? You can have this as a potential entry if you would like. And then next thing you know, if you waited like another probably hour, I think another hour, we end up getting that low time frame accumulation schematic that ended up having that aggressive expansion towards the upside once we end up breaking market structure back to bullish. But it was on a very low time frame. But as you can see, we're in a downtrend. And then we broke market structure back to bullish right here. And then the very next candle, we got a crazy aggressive expansion towards the technical target of the accumulation schematic. And I say experience is the best teacher. Why? Because I've already experienced this. The market makers, they do the same thing every single day, every single week. I continue to tell people, join the VIP mentorship. Come learn how I trade. Ask me questions. Learn from an experienced trader who has hours in the game. If you don't have hours, you're not going to be successful. You have to put in the work. You got to get behind the screen. You got to back test. You got to forward test. You got to take some losses and turn them losses into lessons. So that's basically the trade recap. I'm not going to go too in depth, right? But basically, I'm going to just get out a little game. But whenever you have a distribution schematic, depending on the way you come down, if you come down slow and you leaving buy side liquidity and you sweep that low and immediately you see buyers start to step in to push price higher, you can immediately think, okay, this could be a distribution schematic that goes over into an accumulation schematic, right? Because at this moment in time, you pull your range from top to bottom and you have your initial range high, you have your initial range low, and then you tap into the equilibrium, confirming the range. After you deviate the high, you look for your third tap POIs for a potential model 2. But once you sweep the high once more, you can extend your range towards that tap 2, and then all you're waiting for is a breaker structure confirmation. And I'm just drawing this really quick. But then once you sweep that high, all you got to do is look in that price action from the lowest point coming into your third tap. All you got to do is wait for market structure to break back to bearish. Once you get that breaker structure, that's your confirmation to go short. And let me draw that one more time. So once price actually break structure back to bearish, right, and you have a nice return to zone, and it's in confluence with your majors, BTC and USDT. I like to use total also in confluence with my setups. Then you can have the high conviction to take this trade, especially if it's a model 1. Whenever it's a model 1, that's our bread and butter. Model 2s, they perfect too, but sometimes model 2s can flow over into model 1s, right? Sometimes a model 2 fails and you have to take the L in order to get the win. But at this moment in time, once we deviate the low and you see market makers step in, you can extend your range towards the range high. And let me go ahead and delete these highlighters. So once you see that, you look for your third top POI, right, from a demand or liquidity perspective. And then same thing, vice versa though, for a distribution schematic. The highest point price traded to coming into your third top POI, you wait for that breaker structure back to bullish confirmation. In this situation, it would have been a model 2. And then you enter on your breaker structure with your stop below the third tap, targeting the range high, which is the technical target. But the reason you're able to catch the distribution and then catch the accumulation is because of the way price came down. Right? Having that slow grind down, leaving buy side liquidity, giving price a reason to go back higher. Without this buy side liquidity, you don't have the conviction that price is going to have that full rotation back up. But in this situation, we end up sweeping the low, right? We swept the low, and then after we swept the low, say this is your accumulation schematic, right? After we swept the low, we came back and we grabbed extreme liquidity, right? Respecting that third tap and then breaking structure back to bullish. So immediately once you see we respect that third tap and we grab the extreme liquidity, there's no reason for price to go lower. Like, you can enter that trade, you can risk more, especially if it has a nice return to zone. Maybe risk 2-3% on this setup because it's so clean and it just makes sense based off market maker involvement and just Wyckoff theory. You can take this trade with the conviction that you're going to get the full rotation back up. But that's a trade recap. If y'all want me to go more in depth, if y'all want to have a one-on-one call with me, back testing sessions, if you're struggling and you just you feel like you're almost there, but you just need a little bit more help, join the Discord. Click on how to get access. Go to this website right here and y'all can see the options. I got $60 for 1 month, $150 for 3 months, which would be $50 a month, or $240 for 6 months, which would be $40 a month. So this is the best option. And then you'll have access to the VIP Discord. You'll have exclusive trading setups, private course content, mentoring, back testing, and just a community full of traders who are committed to improving as an individual trader, right? But while you're improving, you can still make money taking the trades that I take. So take the risk. Take the risk. Invest in yourself. Invest in your future if you actually want to pursue trading and become a profitable trader. And I'm going to just leave y'all with that. It's been your boy Markell Simons. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on X. And hopefully I see y'all in the VIP part of the Discord. In the Discord VIP, man. Hopefully I see y'all in the mentorship. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. It's been your boy Markell Simons. And I'm gone. Peace.